So what is next for Iran? Joining us to talk about the crisis is Geneive Abdo, a fellow in foreign policy at the Century Foundation based in Washington, D.C. Today, the Iranian government said that it's going to recount some disputed ballots from Friday's election. What do you think the likely outcome of that recount will be?
Well, I think the likely outcome is even if they do give more votes, more percentage to Mousavi, that certainly won't change the outcome. They will not hand him the election. I think they're just doing this to extend some sort of olive branch given the huge demonstrations and the calls by the opposition for a recount.
And Mousavi has already rejected this notion of a recount. Instead, he's calling for a new election. Do you think it's likely that there will be a new election? And is this partial recount, would that satisfy the protesters?
I don't think there will be a new election at all, because obviously that will only create more instability. There'll be more demonstrations likely that would occur in the run-up to this election, and this is not in the interest of stabilizing the situation.
So where does this go if the demonstrations continue? What do you see the government doing?
Well, I think that the government is going to do anything possible to end the demonstrations. And if that means a greater crackdown than what we've seen, as we know, 7 people have already died. But if they think that they need to use more violence, I think that's very likely, because it's definitely in their interest to restore stability, because they need to also restore stability on the streets before they can get the house in order internally within the state. As we know, the state itself is also in disarray. And so I think that they will do everything to try to stabilize the situation.
Some have suggested the Revolutionary Guard would like to see a harsher response than even Khamenei favors. What do you think of that?
Yes, I think that that's very likely to be true. The Revolutionary Guards have created a much more militarized state in Iran during the years that President Ahmadinejad has been in power. And that is always the approach that they choose, especially in recent years. Their interest is to use whatever means necessary to end the demonstrations.
And in about 20 seconds, how careful must the Obama administration be in what it says?
Extremely careful. The United States cannot be seen as taking a side in this conflict, not only because it can be used as ammunition by either side in Iran, but also because when all of this is over, the United States still might want to engage in Iran, and it should not do anything to jeopardize that possibility.
Geneive Abdo, thank you very much.
Thank you.